Every single year, thousands of veterans get PTSD claims denied. And it's not because they don't have PTSD, it's because they don't understand what the VA is actually rating and they get the paperwork wrong. The VA doesn't rate your diagnosis, it rates your functional impact, how your symptoms affect your job, your relationships, your judgment, your daily life. That's why two vets with the same trauma and the same symptoms can walk out with completely different ratings. I'm Chris Mendham with Operation Veterans Edge, a veteran-run company that helps build evidence-first VA claims that actually hold up when it counts. If you've ever looked at your decision letter and thought, there's no way that that's fair, stick with me. By the end of this video, you're gonna know how to fix the 5 biggest PTSD claim killers and what's about to change in the VA's new mental health rewrite that could completely shift how claims like yours are rated. Click right here or use the link below to book a free claim strategy call. My team includes former VA claims professionals who know exactly how to get this right. Here's the blunt truth. PTSD is one of the most commonly filed mental health claims and one of the most frequently denied for technical reasons like missing stressor verification or lack of nexus. Now for why. The 3 main reasons. Number 1, the stressor event can't be verified if it's not documented or corroborated. Even if it absolutely happened, the claim stalls right there. Number 2, the diagnosis exists, but there's no nexus, no medical opinion tying that diagnosis to specific in-service event. That's how you get diagnosed but not connected. It's the most frustrating place a veteran can end up. The VA saying, yes, you have PTSD, but then turning around and saying, we can't link it to your service. And number 3, the record doesn't show functional impact. The notes describe symptoms, but not how they wreck your life. If the rater can't see how those symptoms impact your ability to work, maintain relationships, or function day to day, they can't assign the right percentage. So, if your examiner ever said, you seem fine today, that one line can cost you back pay. Here's what most people miss. The VA doesn't rate how bad your trauma was, it rates how that trauma affects you now. Let's break it down under 38 CFR section 4.130, the diagnostic code 9411 for PTSD. The requirements for 30% are occasional decrease in work efficiency, some anxiety, or sleep issues. For 50%, you're looking at reduced reliability and productivity, panic attacks, trouble maintaining work or relationships. For 70%, you're looking at some major impairment. Most areas of life are disrupted, difficulty handling stress, near continuous anxiety or depression, or suicidal ideation. For 100%, you're looking at total occupational and social impairment. You can't work and daily life is breaking down. They're not looking for dramatic stories. They're looking for functional evidence, frequency, severity, duration, and economic or social impact of your symptoms. You could have daily panic attacks and still only get 30% if your records don't tie those attacks to how they actually limit you. Now, here's where it gets interesting. If you've been following me, you already know this. For those that haven't, here's the deal. The VA has proposed rewriting the entire mental health rating system for the first time in nearly 30 years. They're moving away from the old symptom checklist toward a single functional scale used for all mental health conditions, including PTSD, depression, anxiety, bipolar, adjustment disorder, and everything else you can think of. That means instead of memorizing different criteria, they'll judge everyone by one yardstick. How does this condition impact your ability to function at work, at home, and socially? That sounds cleaner, and it might help with consistency, but it could also flatten the nuance of trauma. A combat veteran's PTSD could look very different from a post-deployment depressive disorder, but both might get thrown into the same moderate bucket. When they do change the words, the winners are going to be the ones whose records already use those words. That's why right now is the time to get your documentation straight. If you're already rated and not planning to seek an increase, as of right now, you don't need to worry about this. However, for those of you kicking the can down the road continuously, you can either do an intent to file now, or you can make sure that you're ready for the new criteria, which I described in a previous video that you can go and check. Okay, here's where most good claims go bad. 1, no verified stressor. Even if your MOS was combat related, you need independent proof, a buddy statement, unit records, awards, even an incident log. Number 2, no nexus. Your provider has to say it clearly. In my medical opinion, this veteran's PTSD was caused by the result of X, which happened during service. No guessing, no maybes. Number 3, no functional examples. Don't just say I isolate. Say I avoid family gatherings. I missed X days of work. I can't focus long enough to complete tasks. Number 4, provider notes that say stable or improving. Those words get twisted into problem is resolved. Ask your provider to include context, stable but still symptomatic, improving with ongoing limitations, if those are true for you. Number 5, labeling everything as PTSD. Not every mental health condition is PTSD, and that's okay. You might actually meet criteria for anxiety disorder, depression, chronic adjustment disorder, all of which are compensable and sometimes easier to connect. Sometimes it's not that the VA doesn't believe you, it's that they don't have the right language to rate you. Okay, so now here's how to turn it around. Step number 1, file an intent to file that's going to lock in your effective date. Step number 2, contact me at Operation Veterans Edge, where we have trained former VA claims professionals who know the system from inside, and they'll help structure your evidence, connect your diagnosis correctly, and make sure your file is bulletproof before you submit. Step number 3, verify your stressor. Use service records, awards, or lay statements. Don't leave blanks for the VA to fill in. Step number 4, document functional impact. Use symptom logs, spouse statements, and medical notes that describe how it limits your work and your life. Step number 5, get ready to properly connect the diagnosis you've been struggling with for years. Even if it isn't PTSD, there's probably a legitimate secondary or primary mental health condition that ties directly to your service. You cannot go back in time to fix a missed effective date, but you can fix your evidence today. Don't let the system decide your story for you. PTSD claims are not about labels. They're about impact, clarity, and consistency. I'm Chris with Operation Veterans Edge, where it's your benefits and it's our mission. Hit subscribe, share this with Battle Buddy, and go check out my other videos where I help you figure out how to do your claim. And as always, I'm looking forward to talking to you.